Well, let's begin, everyone. We're going to finish up with the On the Beach. I'm going to continue using the brushes that we used in the last video, and that would be this wedge or flat, either one of these, and the round. These are both craft brushes, very small. And this is a Princeton brush, Aqua Elite number 8. And I do have a smaller Aqua Elite Princeton brush number 4. So 4 brushes. Should I need to just brush and soften, I've got, this is the Filbert. This is, I believe it's Sapphire. I use it from time to time and really enjoy it. It's a Filbert. Just think of it. It's shaped like a fingernail. Okay. There we go. Let's begin. So I'm going to continue using, this is cobalt blue. And I'm just putting the markings in on the shell. This is just tedious work. I'm using my brush like a pencil. I'm sketching with my brush. I'm trying to pick up on the values and create them with the marks on the paper. The wonderful thing about blue is that it's very forgiving. You can just about lift it up. It does get dark over here in value. Remember, we want to imply and suggest rather than accurately render something. I have to remember that, because I do come from a background of illustration where everything needed to be rendered and documented. Artwork, fine art, painting does not require that kind of effort or documentation. We want to express ourselves. Much more enjoyable than illustration. I'm always reminded that what's underneath the painting, or underneath, like those first layers, the layers I've done prior to this, are so important. They're guide stones for me, and they do show through. There we go. All right, I'm going to use this larger brush, the filbert, shaped like a fingernail. And back to the number 4. Darkening some of these places as I go. Okay, so we're winding down. You know, one could really spend some enjoyable time rendering this amazing shell. I'm just so reminded that God has such a creative mind. He is the ultimate creator. When you look at a shell like this, you just can't help but to see how creative He is. How amazingly beautiful this shell is. So I just have to tell you, I'm marveling. Now there are some wonderful things I've been holding back on. And that would be this yellow, maybe it's a raw umber. Maybe it's a yellow ochre. So that will go in. I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of ultramarine and burnt umber just to create some marks. We call this splattering. I'm on my feet. I don't want it on my clothing. It's hard to control where this is going. But it does add a little something, don't you think? I'm getting, you can also do this with a toothbrush. Some of it will come right up into my face. Maybe there's a better way of doing it. Okay, we're gonna let that one dry a little while I mix up a little bit of yellow ochre with this blue. Now you can see it turns just a little bit on the green side. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in. When you can let your brush make the mark for you, I've learned the most beautiful marks are made just that way. Now this does have some wax on it. I can pick that up with a knife, and I think I will. All right, we're gonna call that one finished. When you can squint and see everything that needs to read, we can call it finished. Okay. All right, we'll call that finished. Thanks, everybody.